If you want to know what real chaos looks like, you go in WallStreetBets and then you go into menu and then you click on loss. That's where you will see the insanity of WallStreetBets and how much people are actually losing. There are so many people losing insane amounts of money that I actually wanted to review some of those posts and see together what those people are doing wrong and what we can actually take away from their losses. For example, if we look at this one, ever feel like crying? 19-year-old lost my whole savings, Palantir call options. Look at this one, re-uploaded cause mods. I've gambled with more than I can afford to lose. This one's only one account. Total losses are around $700,000. And we can see that on this position he basically lost $286,000. Damn, he lost $293,000 in a day. For me, the biggest mistake that everyone makes, like when they're, for example, finding themselves in this type of situation, is trading too big. When you trade too big, like that's really the only thing that you cannot come back from. And that's always what I say, like I genuinely think that you can always come back from any mistake. Like if you mess up somewhere, you can always come back from it. It's not too bad of a mistake in general for basically most of the mistakes that you can do. However, there is only one mistake that you cannot come back from. It's trading too big. Because when you trade too big, and if the trade goes against you, I mean, that money you're going to have to owe it at some point. If you lose more than what you can afford, or if you just lose money in general, you cannot reload the last savings and go back from where you started. Like if you lose that money, it's done for you. It's over. And the thing is, I think we're in such a culture where losing money, especially on WallStreetBets, has become a thing. It's actually become funny. It's funny when it happens to others, but then once it happens to you, things changes very quickly. Look at this one, for example. Is it that I laugh when I look at this? And we can see that he lost $89,000, basically $90,000, 99% of his whole accounts over the whole period. You see, I think that's actually quite significant of a bigger problem in general. For most people, it would actually be smarter to just invest in an index fund, invest in the SPY, and just don't touch your money, or just invest in dividend stocks. You're going to earn your dividends month after month, and that's it. It's nice to actively invest, it's nice to take care of your money and everything, but only if you genuinely know what you're doing. If you just YOLO your money, and actually he didn't YOLO too much his money, we can see that he lost but quite consistently, so that wasn't like a big drop all of a sudden. But that's actually sad when you see that someone lost their savings and stuff like this. I mean, 90 grand, like if you lose 90 grand, if I lose 90 grand, I'm going to be pissed. I don't know about you, but me, I'm really going to be pissed. So most people, they would actually be better off just investing in the SPY. Yes, okay, they're not going to make insane returns, but at least you're not losing money like consistently like this guy's been doing. Because the thing is, no one knows where it's actually going to go. And for example, one post is about apparently imminent stock market crash. We can see that that person is putting forward several arguments that are going to be in favor of an imminent stock market crash. We can see, for example, the Fed policy, stocks under pressure, Fed announced taper valuation. The thing is, there's always an argument for market crash tomorrow. I mean, if you look at, for example, when we were in 2020, after the crash, like in March, basically there was no reason for the stock market to go back up the way it did. Apart from the money that was injected in the markets, when you look at the economy in itself, there is no justification of the rise in the markets since basically March 2020 until now. However, that's just the way it is. And that's why I said that most people would just be better off investing in the SPY, because instead of trying to YOLO your savings, you just invest it in the SPY, you make 30% a year, everyone's happy. And the thing is, there are people that are literally saying that there's going to be a crash every single day. So of course, at some point, someone is going to be right, but trying to predict the next market crash and not investing because of this is just, like, in my opinion, stupid. Trying to predict a crash is honestly as useful as YOLOing your savings in Tesla call options. Because the thing is, no one knows when it's going to happen. That's a bit also the point of black swan events. You don't know when they're happening. And if you look at reasons for why there would be a market crash soon, there are always reasons for a market crash to come. Either it's like interest rates that are going to increase, or we are in a bubble. I mean, there's always an argument for a crash. And of course, there's probably going to be a crash that happens at some point. However, no one knows when it's going to happen. So, that's why I say, for example, this type of post is not really useful because it's not bringing you anything. Look at this one. Can't be the only one loading up on GameStop this season ahead of Q4. If we can look at his position, we can see that basically he's got a position of $105,000 on GameStop. And we can see that GameStop had lost 13% in a day, you know, and he had lost basically 4 grand in a day. You see, for me, that's really where WallStreetBets has a huge issue. Like the culture of going YOLO and everything, it's like going to casino. And if you're fine with, for example, playing a lottery ticket, then, you know, fair enough, be my guest. However, don't expect real gains over time, over the long term doing this, because even if you earn a bit of money, you're lucky, you know, you were right in the direction of, for example, GameStop, I'm pretty sure that continuing that behavior, continuing that YOLO way of investing is only going to make people broke at some point. It's only a question of time until you have one bet that goes really wrong against you and you lose everything. And you know what's the worst thing that could happen to one of those people that are actually YOLOing their savings and everything? It's not that they lose, it's that they actually win. If you, for example, go into the gain section, and let's say we'll open this one, 300,000 profits in 3 days day trading SPY puts. We can see that the guy made $300,000 in the past week. It's amazing, of course, in terms of money. I mean, you know, it's amazing to make 300 grand in a week, that's for sure. However, I don't think that those people, they're actually going to stop playing with that money. I really doubt that this person is going to withdraw that 300 grand and just, you know, stop trading at that point. They're trying to get more, they're going to try to get more, and that's why it's going to cost them to lose everything. And for me, when you gain a lot of money at once, it's honestly as bad as losing it, because you get overconfident. Now you start thinking that you know something that others don't, and you start thinking that you become really good. I found from my experience, and let me know in the comment section if you also think the same, is that longer time frames, for example, like trades that are going to take 1 month, 2 months, are way better trades usually than trying to scalp or day trade or do all this type of very active thing. I used to day trade a lot like in the past years and do things like this to try to make more money. Well, I actually never really turned the corner trying to scalp, trying to day trade. It only got better when I started focusing on trades that were taking longer. For example, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. Okay, I found the winner. If I can hold at minus $10 million, then you can hold too. I don't think we actually fully realize as a society, you know, what it means, you know, this type of things. I don't know how is that person sleeping at night. I mean, look at this, down $1.1 million over the week. Damn, that's crazy. The thing though that I think all those people have in common is the fact that they buy options. Like, I don't think that actually it's probably better that they don't sell options, insofar as, you know, you can have like unlimited loss, for example, on the call side when you sell calls. So it's probably better that they stick to buying options. At least they've got like a max loss. But you know, when you buy options, you inherently have a lower probability of profit compared to when you sell options. You tend to win more often, but you're going to win less than when you're going to buy options. But that's why you give up. When you sell options, you give up the unlimited profit for a fixed profit, for a max profit and a higher probability of profit. But the thing is, how do you actually live when you have, like, for example, this type of fluctuations and you don't have the money for that? Because if you've got like $100 million and then you have like a fluctuation of $1 million in a week, then, you know, it's fine. But when you've got like 300 grand, which is already a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but you've got like a fluctuation of $1 million in a week, like, how do you actually, you know, live normally? I don't understand those people. Like, I feel this is another world. Like, WallStreetBets is really a world of itself. Let me know what you think in the comment section about what you think about this whole, you know, it's funny to lose money, especially when it's others that lose money. What do you think of this? Like, do you think this is normal? Like, do you think it's going to last? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Please make good and informed decisions. I'll see you in the next video. And in the meantime, I wish you all the best.